everyone. We are girlfriends of a certain age. I'm your co-host, Jessica.
I'm your co-host, Fleshay.
And today we are doing part 2 of the We Do Not Care Club, inspired by the one and only Melanie Sanders. She has created a movement of midlife women. And if you aren't familiar with her, she's wonderful. Go check her out. But we're inspired by her whole riff about what we are no longer caring about at this age of life. We are dropping that load and we are ready for action. So, Fleshay, we are going to have so much fun getting into this. And there is a part 1 if you want to check it out. Hey, Julie just joined the live. And so, yeah, if at any moment, either in the live or the replay, you're inspired to share some of what you don't care about, bring it on. This is the place to let it all hang out. Fleshay, what do you love about this whole exercise we're doing? What's so fun about it for you?
Okay, so y'all know that I'm a former therapist. My life is all about healing. I'm a healer. I want everyone in my life to feel healed. I think the first step to healing is letting go of the stuff that holds us back, the things that we no longer need anymore. We actually have to clear off our plates if we're going to make room for something new. So this is actually an essential aspect of growing into our full and best selves, honestly. And it is so much fun. I mean, doing it in community, telling certain people and situations to F off has been one of the highlights of my life.
I love it. I love it. I double down on what you said, and I'd also say that it's we're aging out loud, right? We're not hiding in the shadows. We're not trying to keep up with the youngins. We are calling it like it is at this stage of our lives and just owning whatever it is. And I love that for us. So it's a great thing to do, and we can't wait to do it with you. Before we dive in, I just want to make one quick observation. At least here in California, September is in menopause. She has hot flashes. She's been shaking a little bit. The earth, thank you very much for that. She has her cold days and then she gets hot all over again. So, California, we feel you. We're going through it right there with you, honey.
So interesting that you say that. One of my spiritual teachers has been talking about that the earth is obviously going through some things. We can see this. And one of the spiritual aspects that we can take with that is actually treating it like she's in labor. She's having her labor pains and like as her daughter's walking on the earth with her. And so one of my new practices is like when the rumbling was happening, because I think we had 3 tremors just yesterday here.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is to the number one thing is like not to be afraid and then to like actually kind of talk to the earth. Like, you got this, girl. You're just doing your thing. And like, it was interesting. I felt less worried about things. And I thought, well, maybe I am doing something active to help support her. I love the idea of thinking of her as being like in having her own menopause and turning into her truest self, like the rest of us are.
That's right. That's right. Putting the sweater on one day, taking it off the next. She's all confused. We feel you. We feel you. All right. Well, great. Just had to give that little observation, but let's dive into We Do Not Care. So my first We Do Not Care, again, this is inspired by Melanie Sanders. We love you. You have created a movement that's never going away. We do not care if we can't remember the name of that thing. When we say that thing, that's fine.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Right?
Oh my gosh. I need all the men in my house to hear that because I live with 3 like engineer thinker types and they just get so frustrated with me when I can't think of the word or I say the wrong one. I'm like, hey, y'all, this is all part of the gift of me right now.
Right? That thing, that thingy, that thingamabob is fine. You can replace that for anything that your brain is not recalling at that moment. There is no shame in it. It is just fine. And I have the same situation in my household. My youngins love to call me out and correct me. And I'm like, you just wait. You just wait one day. So we do not care. We're calling it the thing and we're not sweating it.
And it's interesting, like when you and I are together and we do it, we help each other.
Yes, we do. We prompt each other. You mean the orange or yeah, exactly.
You mean you used it like this?
Thank you.
We get ourselves there and it's all good. I love that. I love that. Okay, so we do not care about explaining why we need a weekend away alone.
Ooh. Yeah, that should go without saying. That's like a
It
duh.
should, but it doesn't. So I
Mm.
am announcing it. And to all the girlfriends who have not even tried to say it, I think I also want to embolden them. It does need to be said. We do need some time alone. We do need time away. And we don't need to qualify that ish, I think. And this is where I think I really also tap a lot into women being independent and being
Yes.
able to have the funds and the flexibility to go and do that for herself. I think it's an important thing to start to carve out for ourselves.
Absolutely. How can I miss you if you never go away? You know, and to keep that good differentiation going that we learned from one of our previous guests, who's a wonderful therapist. If you're in a couple and you've been there a long time, it's really important to like be able to go and do your own thing. And then we know that if you've got kids, you're always likely catering to them. You can sleep when you want, you can eat when you want, you can wake up when you want, you can go to sleep when you want. I love that. I think that every woman should go have a little vacay. I think that sounds beautiful, and you make me want to book one soon. Although I did, I got to go.
You just went and had a big one.
Okay,
And you
okay, yeah.
honestly, you've
Thank you for
inspired
calling me out.
me. I've never left the country since I got married and had kids by
Mm,
myself. So big
Okay,
girl, like big vacation goals.
where's Lachey going? I love it. I love it. Well, good. I can't wait. You got to book it and you got to let us know. I'll be your accountability buddy about you taking your solo trip. All right. Another we do not care is that we do not care if we have gray hair. They are our natural highlights.
Word. Some of us call them sparkles.
Sparkles, highlights, crowns, whatever you want to call it, own it if that's what you're doing, right? Like,
Yes.
I'm all about everybody choosing and going whichever way they want. But if you are rocking your gray, you go and do it. I know when I was transitioning to gray, I joined a couple of groups online. There was one called Gray and Proud, which was really fun. But yeah, there is no shame in it. I'm seeing more and more women out there rocking their grays and rock it and do not apologize to anybody.
I love it. Yay. Just that empowerment, that permission to age out loud, doing it our own way. I mean, that's just everything. I just to be reminding myself and my girlfriends and them reminding me all the time of our own empowerment that we
Mhm.
get to age the way we want and
Mhm.
age we can and it can come and go and it can shift and change and I
Exactly.
think that's so beautiful.
Exactly, exactly. I might have purple hair tomorrow. I don't know. But for right now, this is my journey and I'm loving it. And to all you other sparkly gray sisters out there, I see you. Keep doing you. And you're saving so much money on the beauty salon. Rock it.
Absolutely. That money can be going toward your weekends alone.
Yeah, there you go.
I love that. Okay, well mine this is something I used to do. So this one really hits close to home, which is we do not care about cooking a three-course meal when takeout will do.
Oh, yes. Absolute three-course meal. What
Oh,
the?
I like to cook. So I do this big thing. I call it Sunday supper. Everyone knows they need to be here for it. It's my thing. Everyone has to act a certain way. There got to be candles and the lights got to be just so. I am quite a tyrant about it, but it's this beautiful thing I do for me, and I feel like I'm setting some really nice traditions for my boys too.
Yeah.
But I used to, like, make these elaborate meals all the damn time. I mean, I do love it. I love cosplaying a trad wife, like, twice a year. But, like, that's it. For
Yeah.
me, it's a cosplay. It's not like
Yeah.
my real life. I'm not gonna be, going crazy.
Right.
And while I think it's really fun and delightful to do, it should be a special occasion, at least in my world and not an expectation, right? And so I think that I want my kids to know that it takes effort and energy to make a meal. And now they're old enough to help me. And it's really cute.
Mm.
They're really into it. It makes them more adventurous. But making these big, elaborate meals all the time, the truth is, I don't think anyone really appreciates it, really and truly. They're hungry. They want a
Mhm.
meal, and
Yeah.
whether it's a to-go pizza or something I got at the deli or
Right.
something from the deep in the freezer, I
Right.
I don't really see them noticing a whole lot, the
Mm,
difference. So, I still go crazy on Sundays, but that's for me, that's my own, like, personal canvas time. That's like my painting,
yeah.
but all the rest of the time, no, no.
I love that. I love that because it's gotta feed you, right? You've gotta be doing it in a way that's feeding you, and if it's not, and if it kinda doesn't matter, absolutely, let's let ourselves off the hook. That is what takeout's all about, right? And it gives us a break, and boy, do I relate. There are certain days where it's like, I can't even think about that. Let's just grab a pizza. We have a great pizzeria right down the block from us. It's dangerous, girl. You can smell it from our house.
Your place is so good.
It's so good. So, yeah, I feel you on that, and absolutely, absolutely, absolutely no shame. And that's pushing back a little bit from this whole trad wife movement where you're supposed to be making everything from scratch and nothing should ever be processed and nothing should ever. It's like, come on now. It's all about balance. And there are those nights where we just got to get some takeout. I get it. I get
Also, it's interesting, the trad wife movement is also trying to get a little bit more real. I mean, I don't
Mm.
follow any of those people, but, I follow people who like doing critiques of those people, and what I'm noticing is, like, they're starting to say, "Yeah, no, I don't really cook like this every day. No, I don't really make the pasta by scratch every day and grind the wheat every day." They're starting to admit, like, "Yeah, it's for content. It is a lifestyle blog, and our everyday life doesn't look like that." And I think that's really gonna be so helpful. Can you
Yes.
imagine some, like, new mom trying to make meals like that because she thinks that's actually what she is supposed to do? Like, that's true womanhood? Oh my gosh.
No, 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 no. Give us a break. Please make it work for you. You do not have to work for cooking. No, no, no. I absolutely agree with that. Well, that's a great reminder. Makes me wonder about what I might take out tonight. Okay, I got another one for us. This is very specific, but this is a thing in my house, so I'm just gonna own it, which is we do not care if we watch all of our TV shows with the subtitles on. We are getting in our reading as well as our watching time.
What a nice reframe. I like
Thank
that,
you.
and honestly, it is so essential. I don't know if my hearing is going or what, but it is a lot harder to keep track of all the things. What did she say?
Yes.
What did they
Yeah.
say?
I have thoughts. I have thoughts. There's a couple things. So one
Okay.
might be our own processing because they do say that like having subtitles on as you age does help you to like process the information more. Also, though, as a voice coach, I just got to say it, we got a lot of mumblers in these shows. We've got a lot of mumblers who are talking for the camera. They barely enunciate anything. And you're like, what the hoo ha is anyone saying here? They talk really quickly. And it's so funny because my son can't stand it. He's always having the war. He's trying to turn the subtitles off and I'm turning them
Oh,
back on. Sometimes there's a dialect that you're trying to follow and it's just too much work. So, yes, I don't want to miss a thing from my shows. I will be keeping my subtitles on. No shame at all about it.
no shame. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. My kids, I think they grew up with subtitles being on because I do it, and so they're used to it, and so if it's not on, they go looking for it.
Well, that's great. And they're getting their reading time in as well. Yeah. Although don't let them think that counts as just reading time.
I don't think so. I don't give my kids credit for that to be
No,
reading
no, no,
time,
no.
but, yeah, if maybe they're getting a little bonus there, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Okay, so my next one, we're gonna see there's a little bit of a theme in Flèches today. We do not care about hiding in the bathroom for alone time.
That's realness. Oh,
That
yeah.
is realness. I mean, I've been doing that since my kids were really little.
I was just
Just
thinking, I
even, like,
remember doing
3
that when they were
minutes
little. Yes.
to close the door and catch your breath. It's just like there's, like, something about being around people all the time and, like, there is one place that is sacred where ain't no one gonna bother you. I mean, they might try, but they won't
Yeah.
actually do it,
Yes.
is in the bathroom.
Yes. The bathroom slash office slash spa slash retreat zone. Oh, we got some hearts for that one. I was feeling you on that one. Yeah, it's so true. I mean,
Oh,
oh my goodness. I know, especially when my kids were little, it would sometimes be the only time out in the day. You know, it's funny. I was watching a woman park a car just outside, and I remember this also counting. She did this slow walk around her car, so slowly to the point where, like, I noticed it, and then she went and let out her little toddler, and I was like,
oh,
"Girl, I feel you. I
she needed a
remember."
minute.
She took a minute. She took a minute. She slow rolled her walker around the car before she let her little bundle of energy out. So, yes, those little moments in your bathroom outside of your car are so essential.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and back in the day when I worked in an office and had me a jobby job,
Yeah.
I used that trick all the time because
Oh,
I was just like, I like people, I like being social,
yeah.
and damn it, not all the time. I really needed to decompress. I would go for walks around the block. Even I had a phone call I had to make. I would just go out for a quick walk just to clear my head, get away from all the people and all of their energy and their stuff.
Yeah.
And the bathroom, but I think a lot of people have figured out that trick at work, that the bathroom is a good place to just go and be on your phone or whatever, whatever.
Totally.
Just
Or
get away.
if you're fortunate enough to work for one of these companies, you know, often I think of tech, they'll have like a meditation room or a yoga room, somewhere you can just go decompress. When I was at the airport recently, they had a yoga room. Girl, I went in there because we had to check in early and I went and did a little yoga because airports are also like super stimulating. So yes, yes to the retreats, yes to the breaks, and the bathroom makes a perfect one. And then you can make it like a little pretty and put a lotion in there, or whatever it is that you just need to do. You take your
You know I
sweet
do.
time.
And a lot of
I
those
know you
lotions
do.
and potions that I have are actually from you.
Yay.
I still have that amazing bergamot soap that lotion you gave me. Every
Mm.
day I use it, and Jessica loves me.
Aw, and it's such a good reminder that, like, we don't have to go necessarily, you know, drop a load at a big spa, although, hey, power to you. We could just get, like, a pretty soap that we like or give one to a friend and then let them go have their bathroom retreat time. So, oh, I'm so glad that that's filling you up in a little way. That's beautiful. Alright, I got another one for us, which is that we do not care if we are wearing our pajamas at 6 p.m. It is bedtime somewhere in the world. Um, I
Yeah.
I use this one for a couple of reasons. One is it just automatically lets me feel like I'm relaxing and I'm in zone mode. Also, I work from home. So
Yep.
it signals to me, hearts for that one. Amen. It signals to me that like after dinner, um, you know, you can do it whenever you want, but after dinner for me, I change out of my work clothes, put on my PJs, and I am in chill mode. And then I can kind of psychologically shift a gear for myself. And it's funny, like I was watching a show the other night in my clothes, and it's like it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right to the point where I paused my show and went and put my PJs on. So yeah, pajamas, fair game in your household all the time.
All the time. So somebody gifted me some satin pajamas. They are
What?
so decadent and I love them. Hats off to Annabelle for sending those to me because I wear these things all the time. I love you saying this because I'm realizing I'm doing it too. And I hadn't really thought consciously, oh, right. 'Cause I also work from home. I need to
Mhm.
signal it's downtime. It's me time. It's like time for me to like get out of my worker mode and
Yeah.
to get into something else. And so I have been having like this little Mr. Rogers moment where I put that on
Yeah.
and a robe. And I just feel like very flowy. It's like my little pajama pants are elastic waist, they're super comfy.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And I feel like $1,000,000. I
I
I love you saying that because I had not articulated that for myself, that I was already doing that.
Well, and you're making me remember that I remember once getting this piece of advice, which is also if you do work from home, to actually put on work clothes, and that is a very loose definition for yourself, to feel like you're stepping into work mode. Now, I admit fully there are some days where I'm like, all I can do is show up for my work, right? Or you can do the top up, you know, uniform. But there is something for me as well psychologically that when I put on a slightly different outfit, I'm in work mode, but then I need to take that thing off at the end of the day. So for me, that really works both ways.
Oh, yeah. That's juicy. Thank you.
Yes,
I hope the
yes.
girlfriends are taking notes and finding some, because I think a lot of these things don't really cost anything. Putting on your PJs at the end, earlier in the day,
Yeah.
that doesn't really cost us anything. I think there are a lot of things that we can do to take our power back, be steeped in ourselves and who we are at this stage of life. And I don't know about y'all, but comfort is everything to me now. Being
Comfort is
comfy, just like if I'm hot, getting cool. If I'm too cold, getting warm. Like these little micro things that just mean everything.
And I think as a recovering overachiever, there was always a little bit of guilt when I was younger about getting dressed into my pajamas. Like,
Mm.
I don't know, it made me feel like a slacker or a slob or something. And now I am owning it. I am clocking in. I am clocking out. And I am absolutely like in it. Now I can't not be in my PJs. But there is a
Yeah.
recovery in that from
You know
feeling
what?
like I was always on,
I
right?
totally get it. I'm actually hearing a relative's voice when I was a little girl. She called me lazy for not changing out of my jammies like fast enough. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? Why do I have to change? And those were rules that she had at her house. And actually, someone came over to our house and saw my son in his pajamas at some point on a weekend, and that kid called my kid lazy. So I'm realizing you're
There you
right. The
go.
culture is telling us we need to zip it up and button up and hold it together and be something other than we are sometimes. And when we're home, we should get to wear what we want.
Oh my god, and pajamas are the ultimate. They are the ultimate, so I'm with you. It's just gonna keep getting to be more and more and more leisure wear and going that direction.
Pretty soon, I'm going to have my elastic pants under my boobs. I mean, I can see it coming. It's coming. And
You're gonna rock it, girl. You're gonna rock it. I can see you in one of those little cute leisure suits. You rock it.
I love it. Okay. We do not care about being everyone's emotional support person.
Ugh.
Because I think I'm trained as a therapist, and even before, people would always tell me things, and it's not like I don't want people to tell me things, because I love that, actually, but I think people come to me with their half worked out or not worked out at all business, expecting to process it all with me, and, like, I'm gonna give them free therapy, and I've
Mm,
gotten really good at having boundaries around that and being like, "Yeah, I see there's a lot going on for you. What does your therapist say about that?" 'Cause I
mm,
could just see all that unfinished business kinda being heaped at me, like
uh,
I'm gonna sift through another person's emotional trash. Uh-uh. I don't do that anymore, and it's been feeling really good to hold that boundary. You come at me with some responsible communication, and then we're at the races. If I caused you harm, I will apologize.
mhm.
I will fix what I break, but I
Yeah.
will not fix what you broke.
That is so real, and I imagine as, like, a therapist, like, people are gonna see you and think of you like that, but all the more reason to set a boundary because you're so good at it, you're so tuned into it that it probably almost feels like second nature, but it is draining, and in a sense, it's also, as a coach now, it's your professional realm,
Yeah.
so you should be able to decide when you step into that role and when you don't. So, it reminds me of like someone who's a doctor who everyone is going to for their physical ailments and stuff like that. It's like, when do you say, the office is closed, right?
It's so true. It's so true, and I think it's a way to take our power back,
Yep.
and also it invites everybody else not to be codependent. It
Yes.
requires everyone to step up and be responsible for what's going on inside of them and how to communicate that in a way that brings everybody forward. And I think it's also speaks a lot to the state of mental health in general, and that most of us don't even know what that looks like or what it means. So so I would say at the very least to a girlfriend is like, "I don't know what to say or do." Put your issue into ChatGPT and let it give you a little bit of quick therapy before you come at somebody. Just let's make sure that we're being responsible in how we're communicating with each other. And I think as when I
Yeah.
was younger, I took a lot of pride. "Oh, everybody
Mm.
comes to me, everybody needs me, everybody like needs help." No, they were using me and draining me, and the free buffet is closed.
Buffet. I also think there's a difference between someone who has worked out something, but there's this little pain point in there that they want to run by you, and someone else who is just literally like dumping it all, like regurgitating it all out to you without processing any of it, right? In a way, that's their way of saying, I can't process this alone, which is all the more reason to call up a professional because that is literally their job. But that's a lot. And this is a really good reminder for girlfriends because, I think we all do have certain friends who we know we can confide in. That is a priceless relationship. But we also want to really honor it and love that relationship and not take advantage of it, not take advantage of that person and just dump all of your mess on them because we're all so, busy and have so much going on. So I think that's a really good reminder about how to just navigate that with the person in your life who you recognize as being that kind of person.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at this point in my life, all the people who come to me with their stuff are people that I'm inviting in, right? So
Right.
I think if any of my friends and family are like, "Oh, no, I'm going
Oh
to
no, I
stay,"
didn't tell anything.
I think my people know where they stand with me.
Yeah.
We know with that. So to all my loved ones, it's all good, y'all. Um, and I think there might even be some haters who I know who also watch me, and I'm like, I am putting them on blast. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
And also even with I love that. I love that. But also even with the loving people in your life, you can even just be like, "Oh my god, I wanna process this with you. Right now is not a great time. Can we set up a time?" That's fine too, right? Like everyone should be able to understand that if you're coming to someone with something very personal that you need to meet them where they are. So, I love that for you. Good job. Good boundary setting, girl. That is
Thank
beautiful. Okay, I got another one that's also a little touchy about aging, which is we do not care if you look 10 years younger or 20 years younger than your age. We are fine looking our actual age.
Thank you.
You know?
I don't even know what to say to people anymore when they make comments like that at me in any direction. Like noticing my grays or noticing a little something, something, something starting to creep or whatever. Whether it's the noticing that or like, you're 52? Oh, whoa. I'm like,
You
don't
look
know what to
great for your
say about any of that stuff.
It's so baked into our culture to compliment someone by saying that they look younger than they are. And I think there is a very, very deep, human desire to almost basically say, hey, you look really far away from death. Well, like, let's just get real about it, right? Because what's the alternative? It's like, hey, you're aging, your time is happening to you versus like, oh my god, how did you reverse that clock of aging, right?
Yeah.
So it's so baked in, and I will catch myself especially with like elder people saying, oh, you're doing great for your age, right? So I think it's just having mindfulness around not even bringing age up. Someone can look great, someone can look beautiful, someone can be strong, and then there doesn't have to be that second part of the sentence. We could just stop right there. Uh, I do think this is a deep thing that, again, we're working out on so many levels, and just having that awareness around how we navigate when maybe someone tells us something like that, or when we go to share that with someone else. Maybe take a pause and think, is there another way I can reframe that?
Right. I think in general, we all need to slow down in what we're saying and our knee jerk reactions, our responses, and our shock and our amazement at certain things. We do need to slow down running our mouths so much because that says a lot about the person making the comment, you
Exactly.
know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's tricky. That's tricky. And I think we're all trying to figure it out. And we are in this brave new world. 10 years ago, wasn't nobody talking about aging out loud, aging proudly and boldly, or if they were outliers and weirdos. And
Mhm.
now our generation is saying, oh no, we need to reclaim that. It is time to talk about all the things and
Right.
to allow ourselves and each other and our sisters and our friends and our aunties and everybody to be themselves and look like themselves. I'm loving this stage of life. I
Yes.
just loved to talk about it so much, and that especially with people who are a little bit older than me, and
Yeah.
they feel like they miss that.
Yeah.
I can see how hungry they are to talk about their own menopause journey and to like share any wisdom that hard-earned wisdom that they have with me. I just think it's so beautiful. And so I think we're all really needing to kind of check ourselves,
Yeah.
and myself included, on
Yes.
what we're saying about ourselves and each other, especially the way we look.
Absolutely. It's such a knee-jerk reaction to kind of like, size someone up about how old or young they look. And I think just the first step is to have awareness around that, and I know going gray has made that a really interesting public discussion where people will share with me like, oh, you're too young to go gray, or oh, you look great with your gray hair, or oh, do you want to dye your hair again, it would make you look younger. So it's all related to this idea of like, what is your self-worth if you're aging out loud, because we are changing, and I think part of the We Do Not Care Club is owning that and admitting that and trying to at least care less about it. I would lie if I said I don't care at all. And I think it's complicated, right? I feel like this could be a whole episode because on the one hand, you want to feel like you can still, you know, exercise and still be productive at work and still be creative and all the things, but also acknowledging that things are shifting and changing. So how do we hold all of that together?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that is a whole episode. Just even you just mentioning that, I just thought of 3 things. So we need to
Ah,
put it we need to
okay.
get going on that one because I think there's a lot of good stuff there. I think too about the we do not care is that we are taking our energy back. The energy that we used to put into being pleasing to others, doing what was socially acceptable was draining and killing some of us. And I think now to take our power back and to say that doesn't matter to me anymore, or I used to do that, but now I don't anymore. I know that I have so much more energy for my projects, for my friends, for my family, for my health, for taking care of myself, and for being more politically active. All of a sudden, that energy that used to go to pouring into someone else, I'm
Yes.
pouring into me and the issues and the things that matter to me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, whoa, why
Yeah.
did the culture keep me so distracted?" Who wins when women are, like, busy taking care of other people and ignoring their own true needs?
That's right. That's right. And when we are serving ourselves as well as others, I think it's very empowering. So I think this is all very, very related. Okay, I'm gonna take us out with one more silly one. Did you go through your whole list?
I had one more, but it's kinda tied into the other, so you go ahead
Oh,
and do yours.
okay. Last one for me at least is that we do not care if you do not want to hear about our sleep score. We got a 92 excellent, and we are going to brag about it today.
Because sleep at this stage of life is everything.
It's everything, and I have totally fallen for, the Fitbit, or if you're wearing an Apple Watch or whatever it is that's monitoring your sleep. I am geeking out on it, and my husband thinks I'm nuts, and I tell him about my sleep score every day, and he teases me about it. But honestly, I find it so helpful. And when I get over 90, I am gonna brag because that does not happen all the time now. So, it's like a ongoing joke in our household, but that 92, that is something to brag about.
It is something to brag about because so many of us sleep is a black hole.
Yeah.
And we don't know, well, what are the things that I did today or yesterday that impacted the sleep that I got last night?
Yeah.
And so I think if you are tracking that, now I haven't done it because I feel weird about having that data stored
Me.
somewhere.
Mhm.
I have such a weird relationship. I love my Apple Watch, but I only put it on when I exercise.
Mhm.
And so like I am so curious about the sleep stuff. So I
Oh,
probably
you're
would
gonna get
just fall in
hooked.
down the rabbit hole.
You'll get hooked, and it's funny, it'll tell you your week, your month, your year, and you can look at trends. Yeah, and it's true. It's really fun. Like, you can see what's the best time for me to go to sleep, what's a good time for me to wake up, and we know sleep is, paramount, right? So, how can we keep doing that? Yeah, I understand your concern. Some people also don't like wearing something all night on their wrist, but,
Mm.
it's pretty fun. If other girlfriends feel me on that one, just let us know because, oh my gosh, I'm so hooked. And it's very rare that you get an excellent score, at least in my world. If you get excellent all the time, I want to know what you're doing.
I now you're making me super curious. So I probably will fall down the rabbit hole and start sharing my scores with you.
Well, we do not care if you do. That's the beauty of this age is we get to do
That's
what
the beauty.
we want. Yep. Oh,
Girlfriend, thank you so much for sharing what you do not care about anymore and for being so open to what I do not care about anymore. To all the girlfriends who are here with us, thank you for being with us live. Girlfriends of a Certain Age is a live podcast, and
mhm.
we are just like so excited when you show up live with us. And it's a big part of what feeds us and makes us want to keep going. So please give us some love in the form of some hearts, share, comment, do all the things. Hi, Jeanette. You're welcome. We're just saying goodbye, but you can watch the replay. Girlfriends, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.